Hey Jay, it's great to be here. My name is Curt Bonk from Indiana University and sitting here in Berkeley today. Prefer to be here actually. And just finishing a book called The World is Open, which I guess we're going to chat about.
Tell us about the book.
You know, it took some time. I actually gave a talk three and a half years ago in Vancouver. And a person was in the audience from Microsoft at the time. This is October 2005. He said, why don't you come to Microsoft and talk about this free and open world? Oh. I said, well, okay, I can do that, you know. And so next week later, I'm in Microsoft in Redmond, Washington, doing this talk. And it took me 2 years to think about how to put a book together that really summarized these trends in learning that kind of parallel Thomas Friedman's World is Flat trends. So the book is really meant to extend Friedman's book, The World is Flat, to education. And there are 10 trends, just like in Friedman's, but instead of the economic, social, political kind of trends, they're educational learning trends that spell the acronym We All Learn. Friedman had his 3 Ps. New players, India, Eastern Bloc countries, and China and so forth. He had an equalized playing field brought on by collaborative technologies, and he had horizontal management processes as opposed to verticality. In education, we have 3 Ps. We have piping or infrastructure, right? We have pages of content, what used to be called shovelware, you know, electronic page turning stuff, but we need stuff to put and go through the pipes. But now we have, brought on by John C. Brown and others, a participatory learning culture, you know, through Wikipedia, YouTube, and other kinds of technologies emerging today, social networking tools. So I have 3 Ps, 10 trends similar to Friedman's, and I think I try at least to summarize everything that's happening in the past decade that relate to learning and learning technologies and try and make sense for anybody, your grandmother, your mother, your uncle, whomever. In higher ed, I wish that we'd move away from the word instructional designer, move away from words like trainer even. There has to be something that's more fulfilling in terms of both one's person as that person who's helping one learn as well as the people who are doing the learning. Instead, I'm just training you for this little menial task. How does that really fit in with one's personal, lifelong goals within the company, within the organization? That accreditation is often a question. Quality of contents is often a question. The world's open. How do I know it's open for quality stuff? And I think, as your book points out, Informal Learning, that a large percentage of what's going to happen here in the next decade or 2 or century is that people are going to go online or whatever space to learn because they want to learn. There's going to be more self-determined, self-selected learning where the accreditation, which is always the question, the quality issue of the contents that someone delivers always been the question. Instead, we should be asking questions like, how does this provide a personal learning experience for that human being, focused more on personal and community growth and so for organizational growth, but not just on, is this a better format than the other way we did it? Is this a higher quality stuff than we had previously and all this? You know, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't take correspondence courses, which I know centers are dinosaurs, things of the past. It's amazing what is possible today to add to students' learning. So I think exciting these naysayers, exciting them, number one, showing them what's available that's free, getting them involved in something, seeing the testimonials that you have, case examples and all these kinds of things. And then if
grad student from Taiwan. And I'm wondering, so for Taiwanese student, like what kind of the book can provide, what kind of information that the book can provide us and how can we use the information?
To be honest, while I was writing this book, I was searching for language learning programs that were there. And when I was finding these programs, I said, let's sign up for one of these. Let's sign up for Live Mocha. Let's sign up for Mixer. Let's sign up for Friends Abroad. So I signed up. 3 months later, I'm in MSN, and I get this, and I'm in Skype as well, and I get this little note sent to me from someone in Taiwan. And she says, I'd like to teach you Chinese. I saw you signed up to learn Chinese. So I said, okay, it's 12 o'clock at night. I was about ready to go to bed. I was going to stay hang out. I might as well try my own medicine here and be a learner. So I got online, and she's teaching me Chinese, and teaching me the Olympics was coming up. She was training people in Chinese so she could learn English better. She wanted to get her master's degree, and she was boning up on her English. So it was her way not just to be a teacher, but to be a learner. So this is really showing how open the world really is. Within 5 minutes, I had a story written up about her in the book. We can make these connections, you see, wherever, whether it is with someone in Taiwan or someone in Ghana or someone in Russia or wherever it happens to be, and we can influence them and they can influence us in our cross-learning pursuits, and everyone benefits. Is that to create learning environments is the key thing, and I think the We All Learn model of the World is Open book really is about learning environments, and if we do need a new learning theory, I think it's got to be about learning environments and be much more eclectic rather than being so specific as we've had in the past. And so I think what it provides is a base, and then we can think, well, maybe ebooks might be appropriate for my student, for my teaching, and so forth. Maybe virtual worlds is, maybe wireless. And so it helps people understand the range of options, and then to create a learning environment that fits the 19-year-olds that you're dealing with, fits the 39-year-olds or the 59-year-olds or the 6-year-olds. For a politician to kind of grasp as to what's happening and pick their piece, and to create, I think, environments that are inclusive as opposed to elitist. And that's why I keep going back to Charles Wiedemeyer's book, Learning at the Back Door, where he had this young Russian kid looking in, peering into the schoolroom he couldn't get into because it was elitist. There were resources to provide for some people. The World Being Open now provides resources that are free, in many cases, not all.
But what are the possibilities? When's the book coming out?
Oh, that's a great point, Jay. July 13th, and hopefully it's a Friday. I haven't even looked, but that's in Amazon. People can pre-order in 2 weeks later. It'll be at Barnes & Noble and Borders and things of that nature. I hope to blog the free book, about 1,000 words, a couple thousand words a day until that happens. I'm still working on the free ebook, which is going to be with the cut text, and basically every single chapter will be parallel. And so just different content. So I'm looking at it as an extension of the World is Open book, so that if people can't afford it, and again, this notion of the world being open, if you're in China or Taiwan or Rwanda, you can get this book available for free and there's good stuff in there, I hope, as well. And then there'll be a paid book for $29 and down at Amazon for $19, I think, on Amazon. So the world, like this. The world is open. You got to put your hands up in the air. The world is open. The dog is leaving. The world is definitely open.
Well, now tell me, Yating, what do you think is really different about education and learning these days? We've had a whole day of talking about Curt. I mean,
Well, learning is learner-centered.
That's a big change in itself, because it has been institution-centered. So let me turn around and ask Clark the same question about what's new, dude? What's new in this whole learning sphere?
What's new and interesting to me right now is the notion of going beyond just learning cognitive skills, getting into the to attitude and beliefs, the full transformation. Beginning to understand how that can be affected, because clearly many times it's not what people know that's going to make the difference. They got to believe in it. They got to care. And how do we make that happen?
What's different today is the fact that we actually do live up quite a bit longer, and we do care about learning more than we ever did previously. And so, in fact, learning is going to become the word of this century. It'll, for some people, be their religion. And so, with that being the case, life will be fun.
Process. Education, it's kind of a bit more complicated.
Well, you wouldn't take the bridge from here.
You mean to go to Melbury? We're going to Melbury.
That's Jay.
Well, I'm just going to continue on from that. That I think what has been sort of artificial and whatever is going to be much more natural. That we're going to get into what we do as humans, which is learn things and sort of explore what we're curious about and figure out how to work. That's the word. Human.
Humans.
Thank you, God. Whoever this is, he's got it. So great. All right. Thanks.